Good morning, children. My name is B. Ravinder Reddy. I am working at Government High School, Parpalli Street, Siddipet. So we are at what acids and bases. We are at what acids and bases. In that acids and bases, we discussed. We completed what lecture number 1. In that lecture number 1, we discussed about what is meant by acid and what is meant by base and what is meant by what are the differences between what acids and bases, and we discussed about what some concept which is related to what indicators we completed. So now we are at what lecture number 2. This lecture number 2, this what we are going to discuss about what theories of acids and bases. Theories of what acids and bases. In this theories of acids and bases, we have what three theories. We have what three theories. They are what Arrhenius theory, Bronsted-Lowry theory, and what Lewis theory. Arrhenius theory, Bronsted-Lowry theory, and Lewis theory. So now what we discuss about what Arrhenius theory. Arrhenius theory. We will discuss about what Arrhenius theory. So according to what Arrhenius, the substance which will give H plus ions, the substance which will give H plus ions in what aqueous medium, in water. The substance which will releases H plus ions in aqueous medium is called as what acid. The substance which will give H plus ions in aqueous medium is called as what acid. And what the substance which will gives what OH minus ions in aqueous medium. Aqueous medium means what? In water. So whenever a substance is dissolved in water, if it will gives what OH minus ions in water, that is said to be what base. For example, what NaOH. When NaOH is what dissolved in water, it will gives what Na plus and OH minus ions. So that's why this is what giving the OH minus ions. Hence it is what base. Arrhenius acid means what? The substance which will give H plus ions in aqueous medium is called as acid. Base means what? The substance which will give OH minus ions in aqueous medium is called as what? Base. Is called as what? Base. So now let me take what examples of acids. Some acids. So HCl will give what? H plus ions. H2SO4 sulfuric acid. HNO3 nitric acid. H2CO3 carbonic acid. CH3COOH acetic acid. CH3COOH is what? Acetic acid. Next one, examples for bases, let me write. NaOH, LiOH, lithium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. These are the what? All are the what examples for what bases, because they will give what OH minus ions in aqueous medium. OH minus ions in aqueous medium. They are the what bases. Now these what acids. These acids are further divided into two types. Acids are what? Further divided into two types. Those are what? Strong acid and what? Weak acid. Strong acid and what? Weak acid. Strong acid and weak acid. What is meant by strong acid? The substance which is completely ionized, 100% ionized, is called as what? Strong acid. 100% ionized. 100% ionized means if you are considered HCl in aqueous medium, it will give what? H plus and what? Cl minus ions. If you are dissolved 100 molecules of HCl in water, these 100 what molecules are dissociated into what? H plus ions. That means what? 100 H plus ions and 100 Cl minus ions are formed. Cl minus ions are formed. So that means what? Complete ionization, complete dissociation is called as what? Strong acid. So examples for strong acids are what? So HCl, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. Next one, perchloric acid, HClO4, perchloric acid. These are the what examples for strong acids. Next one, weak acid. Weak acid means what? The acid which is what? Partially ionized. The acid which is what? Partially ionized is called as what? Weak acid. Partially ionized means what? Incomplete ionized. In the prior case, what? When you dissolved 100 molecules, total 100 molecules are dissociated. Here if you dissolved 100 molecules, from that 100 molecules a part that means what, around 60 to 70 molecules are dissociated. For example, if you are considered acetic acid, this acetic acid when you are dissolved in water, it is dissociated to what, CH3COO minus and what, H plus ions. So if you are dissolved 100 molecules, from these 100 molecules around what, 60 to 70 molecules are dissociated, not 100 molecules are dissociated. So that's why what will happen, so 100 minus what, how much, so this is what, 60 to 70% is 60% means 60 molecules dissociated, 70% means 70 molecules are dissociated. Such acids are called as what, weak acids. Such acids are what, weak acids. Strong acids are completely ionized, weak acids are partially ionized. Examples for weak acids are what, let me take what, formic acid, CH3COOH, acetic acid. Next one, benzoic acid, this is the what, benzoic acid. Next one, you can take what, oxalic acid, H2C2O4. These are all are the what, examples of weak acids. These are all are the examples of what, weak acids. Next one, Arrhenius neutralization. What it is? Arrhenius neutralization. What is meant by neutralization? The reaction between acid and base. The reaction between what, acid and base is called as what, neutralization. Acid and base are reacts with each other and formed what, salt and water. According to Arrhenius, acid and base are reacts with each other and formed salt and water. This reaction is called as what, neutralization. Or the H plus ions of acid and OH minus ions of what, base reacts with each other and formed undissociated water molecule. This is also called as Arrhenius neutralization. Formation of salt and water from acid and base reaction is called as neutralization. Formation of undissociated water molecule from the reaction of what, H plus ions of acid and OH minus ions of base, it is also called as what, neutralization. All neutralizations are what, exothermic reactions. Some amount of what, heat energy is released. So these are all are the what, exothermic reactions. So this energy is called as what, heat of neutralization. The amount of energy released in neutralization reaction is called as what, heat of neutralization. Amount of energy released in neutralization reaction is called as heat of neutralization. So whenever strong acid and strong base are what, reacts with each other, strong acid and strong base are involved in neutralization, we will get what, salt and water. Here 13.7 kilocalories per mole energy is what, released. In this particular reaction, 13 kilocalories per mole amount of energy is released. This is the what, strong acid, this is what, strong base, salt, water, and this is what, energy. How much energy is released? 13.7 kilocalories per mole amount of energy is released. If what, anyone is weak, for example, you can take what, CH3COOH, acetic acid, CH3COOH. When it is reacts with what, NaOH. CH3COOH is what, weak acid. NaOH is what, strong base. When these two are reacts with each other, we will get what, CH3COONA. Sodium acetate as salt plus water is formed and some amount of energy is released, around what, 13.4 kilocalories per mole amount of energy is released. How much energy? 13.4 kilocalories per mole amount of energy is released. This is what, heat of neutralization of this reaction. Next, if both are weak, CH3COOH plus NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide. This is weak acid, this is what, weak base. When these two are reacts with each other, we will get as what, CH3COONH4. This is salt plus water is formed, around what, 13.2 kilocalories per mole amount of energy is released. This is also called as what, heat of neutralization. This is what, heat of neutralization. This is heat of neutralization. This is heat of neutralization between what, strong acid and strong base. Always 13.7 is released. If what, anyone is weak, anyone, that means what, in acid and base, if anyone is weak or both are weak, less than 13.7 is released. Why less than 13.7 is released? Because some amount of energy is used to dissociate weak electrolytes. Some amount of energy is used to what? Dissociate ionized weak electrolytes, such that less amount of energy is released. From this energy, some energy is used to dissociate weak electrolytes or weak acids and bases. Hence, what? Less amount of energy is what? Released. So this is the what about the heat of neutralization concept. Next concept is limitations of Arrhenius theory. Limitations of what? Arrhenius theory. In this limitations of Arrhenius theory, the first limitation is it is applicable for aqueous solutions only. It is what applicable for what? Aqueous solutions only. That means what? It is applicable for what? Water dissolvable, so what? Solutes only. Water dissolvable what? Salts, the water dissolvable acids and bases. For example, if you are considered HCl, HCl is what? It will gives what? H plus ions in what? Acid. But whenever HCl is dissolved in benzene or carbon tetrachloride, it will not give H plus ions. It will not give H plus ions. So same substance, sometimes it will act as acid and it will what? Acts as not acid is what? Impossible. So that's why this theory is what? Some of the limitation. This is the what? Limitation. That means what? It is applicable for aqueous solutions only. Non-aqueous what? Solutions like benzene, what? Carbon tetrachloride, carbon disulfide, next one chloroform. So for such type of solvents it is not applicable. It is not applicable. Next one, second one is SO2, SO3, N2O5, Cl2O7. What are these? So these are the what? Non-metal oxides. All non-metal oxides are what? Acidic in nature. All non-metal oxides are what? Acidic in nature. Does they have H plus ions? No, they have H plus ions. Such that the acidic nature of these non-metal oxides we can't explain based upon Arrhenius theory. Next one, third one, let we consider what? Metal oxides. Calcium oxide, sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, like oxides. These are the what? Oxides. Metal oxides. These metal oxides are what? Basic in nature. Do we explain the basic nature of these metal oxides? We can't explain because these are not having OH minus ions. OH minus ions. Next one, fourth limitation is NH3 and PH3. These are acts as what? Bases. These are acts as what? Bases. Can we explain the basic nature of these what? Ammonia and phosphine? We can't explain because those are not having OH minus ions. Next one, SiO2, silica. This is what? Having acidic nature. Can we explain the acidic nature of SiO2 by using of this Arrhenius concept? We can't explain because these are not having what? H plus ions. Next one, the reaction between what? SiO2 and what? Calcium oxide. This is what? Acid. This is what? Base. So acid and base. So we will get what? Calcium silicate. The reaction between acid and base is called as neutralization. But here a water molecule is formed? No. So that's why based on Arrhenius concept it should not be called as what? Neutralization. Such type of neutralizations are not explained by Arrhenius. Next one, seventh one, he proposed that what? Acids means what? The substances which will give H plus ions in aqueous solution. But H plus ions are not stable in aqueous solution. Not stable in aqueous solution. They are converted into hydronium ions. The formation of hydronium ions is not explained by Arrhenius. Arrhenius theory could not explain formation of what? Hydronium ions. Hydronium ions. So next one, according to Arrhenius, so whenever a molecule, a strong acid or strong base, if we are considered, it is completely ionized, 100% ionized. Whenever it is 100% ionized, the degree of dissociation must be equal to 1. What is degree of dissociation? Alpha is equal to number of molecules ionized, divided by number of molecules added. Actually what? Number of moles ionized divided by number of moles added. So what? Now we can also write number of molecules ionized by number of molecules added. So how many molecules are added? Those all molecules are ionized in the case of strong. So that's why we will get 1. But practically alpha is but practically alpha is not equal to 1. Alpha is not equal to 1. Why this anomalous behavior? It will shows it could not be explained by Arrhenius theory. Could not be explained by Arrhenius theory. So some of the what, for example, HCl plus NH3 gives rise to what, NH4Cl. So this is the what, ammonium chloride is the salt. This salt is formed from strong acid and what, weak base. This salt has what, some acidic character. Acidic character. Can we explain the acidic character of such salt? No, we can't explain. We cannot explain by Arrhenius theory. Next to salt, let me take what, CH3COOH. CH3COOH plus NaOH. If you are considered this one, this is the what, weak acid, strong base, we will get as what, CH3COONA plus H2O. This is the what, salt. This is what, salt, and this is what, water. This salt has what, slightly basic in nature. Slightly what, basic in nature. Can we explain the basic nature of such salt? We can't explain because that is not having OH minus ions. So these are the what, some of the limitations in what, Arrhenius theory. What are the limitations? So it is applicable for what, aqueous solutions only. It is applicable for what, aqueous solutions only. It is not applicable for non-aqueous solutions. And what, it could not be explained the what, acidic nature of what, non-metal oxides, and could not be explained what, basic nature of metal oxides. Ammonia and phosphine have what, these are having what, basic in nature, but could not be explained Arrhenius concept. SiO2 is what, acidic in nature. It could not be explained. SiO2 and CaO, these are the what, acid and base and neutralization reaction. This neutralization reaction cannot be explained by Arrhenius. In water, H plus ions are not stable. They are converted into hydronium ions. The formation of hydronium ion is also not explained by Arrhenius theory. For strong acids, how many what molecules are what added? Those all molecules must be dissociated. That means what, 100% degree of ionization. Whenever degree of ionization is what, 100%, we should get as what, alpha is equal to 1. This is the degree of ionization. So but in the case of strong acids, even though we are not getting what, 100% what, ionization, that is